plan. I'm telling you, baby, you will never find another girl in this heart of mine. Deep in my heart, into my eyes, to see the open wide when I lie to you.
Hey drummers, hope you're well. Shout out to Superstar channel member Steve, who was having his Zoom session yesterday and asked about this song and this fill in particular. This is, of course, if I have to tell you this, we're probably not going to be friends, but Charles and Eddie, Would I Lie to You? The drums were played by Gene Lake, and it's a beautiful performance. This one takes me right back, I've got to be honest. I started playing the drums in 1993. This song came out in 1992, I think, but it was like around at the time. And those drum fills, man, those beautiful, like that Motown, like boom, fill, and loads of the moments on this were a massive sort of early influence. And man, it's just what a beautiful sound. This particular fill, I'm going to do a full playthrough of the song, actually. I'll post that tomorrow or the day after. But this particular fill, Steve pointed out, and it's a lovely one. It's at 3 minutes 20. What I really love about it is the bass drum. It does a really cool thing, actually, which it does much like elsewhere in the song, but the bass drum pounds away on the eighth notes, and this gives this fill such a lift. I'm going to run it one time again. Here it comes. 2, 3, 4. What a beautiful moment. I guess I'm thinking in particular about the last two bars there. So you've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And Steve pointed out that this is just a little lovely moment of, subtlety and nuance and just something a bit perhaps beyond like what drummers sometimes might have done. I mean, you might listen to this performance and say there's moments where the drums are quite busy. Honestly, I think you can imagine someone even thinking that the drums are almost doing too much at times. But I personally, obviously, as a drummer, absolutely love it. And this is one of those moments when I listen to songs, when I learn the parts from songs, I'm always thinking, like, where's the bit I can nick? Is there any cool little nugget there that I can basically, lovingly take and use as my own? And I think there definitely is here a few things, especially that bass drum. Let's run those last two bars. It goes into like a build-up feel, doesn't it? So you've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... This seems for all the world like it's probably kick drum and floor tom and snare drum just playing together. You don't play beat 1, but you play all the other eighth notes. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... You then, this is the really cool bit, I think, just keep that bass drum, almost like Keith Moon, obviously isn't the feel, but almost like Keith Moon style. You play those eighth notes all the way through like you were playing a... Excuse me while I destroy my drum kit. That like a Keith Moon style thing, I suppose, but obviously a bit more like pop, a bit more R&B, a bit more controlled than that. Nothing against that style, which is great in its own place. So I'll go for the bar that then is after the build up. You've got something like that anyway. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and 4 and at the end, ba-ba-ba-bum, like 4 triplet and like 16th note triplets. As usual, on the channel members page, I'll post the full notation of I'll do the whole 4-bar phrase actually there, and you can roll that round and roll that around and have a play along with it at whatever speed you like. But so 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and 4 and 4 and you could play at the end, but there's something about the bass drum on its own at the end that I think really works there. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So lastly, I'm going to take those 4 bars here and I'm just going to play them unbelievably slowly. I'm going to roll them around and pick up a bit of speed. And like I say, check out the channel members page, channel members, for full notation of the 4 bars and the practice along version that you can play along to. Lovely little moment, I think. Did I say this already? Gene Lake was the drummer here. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 from the start of that section. I'm telling you, baby. Da-da-ba. I've got the lyrics. Da-da-ba. Here we go. Da-da-ba. guess we're about full speed here. Here we go. One time again. And then you land into a chorus. It's very, very cool. Note the push on the crash cymbal before you go into big build up as well. End of the second bar. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and the third bar. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 3 and 4. Absolutely magic, I think. And I love studying these little moments because, again, like I said earlier, not only are they great if you're playing the tune, I guess it's cool to play that moment and for it to feel right, but even more importantly, there's little nuggets there you can take, use as your own, the little bum, the bum, bum, bum. And that idea of, I don't use this enough. That idea of pounding on an eighth note through the fill just gives it such a lift, doesn't it? Like I say, I'll do a full playthrough, note for note. I'll try anyway of the song in the next day or so. Stay tuned for that. But for now, have some fun with that. As ever, notation and practice along version on the channel members page. Shout out to channel member Steve. Loving your work. Thanks for watching as always. And really appreciate it. Have some fun. If you ever have a go at any of these, by the way, people often send me clips of them playing if you ever have a go at any of these, feel free to tag me or whatever, and I'll always take a look and really appreciate you watching and paying attention as usual. Cheers.